Welcome to episode 4. I gotta write that down. Welcome to Therapy and Knots. Okay, so for today, we are going to put a slip knot onto our hook, and then we are going to start making our foundational chain or our chain stitch. That's what you're gonna see when you read your patterns. That is what's gonna get you started on about 90% of all of your projects. So first things first, we're going to make that slip knot. Gonna make a circle, tail comes down the middle, and we're gonna slide our needle through and through, and we're gonna hold and press up. So we end up with that slip knot. Going to take the edge of my tail and I'm going to slide it up. So it's not terribly tight, but somewhat tight. And then what I'm gonna do is use my finger to kind of hold this to guide it in place and get my yarn ready on the other side. So with a chain stitch, you're always going to take your yarn from the back to the front. So front of my body here, outside, yarn is always gonna go from out away from you and around. The thing about this little hook part right here is that's what's gonna kind of connect this and hold it in place as we pull it through the loop. So again, yarn from the back and over. Now what you will see me do, I like to use these little pincher fingers to hold that part of the knot. It just gives me a little bit more foundation as I slide that slide that loop through there. So again, we're gonna do the same thing. I put my finger here. I take this, I wrap it from the back to the front. So you'll see that I have 2 loops on my hook. I use my pincher fingers to hold here as I slide this part underneath this other loop so that I'm back to having 1. So what we have done is now created 2 chain stitches. And we're just gonna do a couple of more. Again, putting my finger here, looping from the back to the front, pinching down on my work and pulling through. What you'll find is you're gonna get really quick with these. So you just keep going and going and going. Your pattern, if you're working off of a pattern, is going to tell you, it's gonna use the abbreviation CH, and it's gonna say CH8 or CH10, or if you're really busy and you're like, I want a big O project, you may CH, 480. That's a lot of counting. So anyways, you end up making a nice chain stitch. Kind of cool. If you check out my blog, I'm gonna put a picture on here that actually walks through the anatomy of the chain. So if you're ever like, okay, what's front loop, back loop, and then what in the world is this little loop thing in the back? Check out that blog and it will break down the anatomy of it. I will put the little address on there. But that is our first thing that we're gonna do. Come back to me and we're gonna make our very first stitch. All right, stay tuned.